Hello YouTube, hope you guys are doing well today. Wolfen here. We're going to do a little Wolfen's tips and tricks for Phasmophobia. Especially right now, the new patch kind of is, it has issues. They know they've got issues with it, they're trying hard to fix them, but it does seem that it's taking a little bit longer than normal. I'm going to guess that a lot of it has to do with, they were probably having these issues before they released a patch. People were clamoring for a patch for really hard, and so they ended up putting this out, and they knew there was going to be glitches, and they were just hoping they could fix them quickly. But yeah, so there's that. But these are the tips and tricks that some of them are for the glitches that are currently going on, and some are just general gameplay that I use personally for my games. I'm not the best Phasmo player out there, but I'm not bad. So, I think we just went over 11,000 today. So I've played it a lot. I can at least say I've played it a lot. But let us go on ahead and get on in here, and let's show some stuff. So we're gonna do single player. Let's do amateur just so we've got some time. We'll throw in the regular gear. Just so I can show stuff. I forgot to pick a house. Let's pick normal Tanglewood. Since the tutorial's in that house anyway, so let's do that. He's on. So I can at least hear the ghost. Alright. So one of the tips and tricks I would say is figure out your loadout as far as what to bring in. I mean, one, what you bring in all the time, but two, well, you kind of have to nowadays, but two, also of what order you take things in, on what's important for you to get off the book before anything else. Like for me, I want EMF and the camera are my two big things that I want to have with me when I go into a house. The only time I ever change this up is if it's high school or prison, or if I'm doing a full Sunny Meadows run. I'll change the camera out for the parabolic, and that's just so that it helps me find the ghost. But the first thing I would say is when you come in, while you're walking around, before you get to the power, is check your closets, see what's going to be open. Now in this case we're on amateur, and this is while I'm also looking for the bone. So I'm looking for the bone, looking at the closets, and seeing what's open and what's not. And I'm listening for the ghost. So in this case, like I said, yeah, all these lockers and closets are going to be open. And like, you know, hiding spots. But that's what you're finding out. Because in your head, what you want to be trying to figure out is where are your escape routes. So when you find the ghost, when you figure out where it's at, you want to know where you can run, where you can hide. Because if you get, like, let's say this house, perfect example. You got this house. Keep hearing doors. Okay, so you've got this house. If, let's say, it's a Deogen, and you get caught over here, if you don't have a smudge stick, you're dead. So you want to make sure that you know those things. So if you get a spirit box, know your ghost, that if it's this evidence, it can be this ghost. So like spirit box would be Moroi Deogen, dots would be Goryo, which honestly Goryo's not that big of a deal. It's not fast or anything. Basically the ghost that can be like fast or tricky. So on two, freezing. Things like that. So you don't have to worry about where this thing is. This is why I take in this is why I have the... This is why I have... Oh, well, and pay attention to that stuff. Oh yeah, we did have the mirror. I don't remember having the mirror. Nope, we didn't. So take the mirror, boom. But this leads to the other thing to take as far as photos. I know right now there's glitches with photos. So this ghost is turning on a bunch of stuff. So we know, okay, mares can't turn on lights. Boom, we know it's not that. But but the doors is, don't be so close to the doors. It's definitely a thing of that glitch, at least in the normal houses. I know there's different glitches in Sunny Meadows, but in the house, but in the regular houses, when I get the glitch, it's usually because I'm too close to it. And I've gotten into the habit of I let the door finish up doing however far it's going to go before I take the pick. But I've noticed that if I take the pick while it's still moving, it doesn't always count. So you let the door finish, and that should fix that. Right. So we know the ghost is probably between here and here. But it could be in there, but for the most part, it's between these rooms. Right. So we know it's not. We know it's not a mare. So where are we going to hide? But let's say we're playing Nightmare, and this is one of our spots, and let's say the garage is one of our spots. What I try to do, I'm not always successful at this, but this is what I try to do. I turn on the lights. I keep the lights on in those two areas. Reason being is when the ghost is done hunting, it will turn off the lights for you. So if you can't hear the ghost in the bigger houses, there's times where because of them shortening the ghost of how far you can hear the ghost, there's times where you can't hear it. Oh, we got freezing temps. So you want to. So I tend to turn on a light in that room where I'm going to hide at, just so when the ghost is done, it'll turn off the light. I know the hunt's over with, so I don't have to go. Because the other thing that you would do is, let's say I didn't turn on this light. Ghost is done hunting. What I will do is I will come straight to the light switch and I will try to flick that. If it doesn't flick, the ghost is still hunting. If it flicks, then it's done. How old are you? Are you here? Are you there? Where are you? How old are you? Are you friendly? Are you sad? Oh, there we go. We got spirit box and we've got freezing tips. So freezing tips, spirit box. This is also a very good tip. I forget this all the time. Get your evidence, walk outside, put your evidence down. Even if it's walk back in. The only time you wouldn't do this is in like a really big house where it's a really long walk to go out. But try to get in the habit, unless you know you're about to get hunted, try to get in the habit of always putting in your evidence right off the bat, because way too many times where I forget to put the evidence down and then I forget what I got. I do have the memory of a goldfish. But speaking of spirit box, if your spirit box isn't working, one thing, quick fix that usually works, as long as nothing's wrong with your PC or anything like that, is hit your Windows key once, have your the menu pop up, hit the Windows key again, have it drop down, jump back in game. That 99% of the time fixes my problem if my spirit box is not answering me. The other 1% is Windows most likely did an update, like today, that even though I've got in there, when Phasmo's up, always use my mic, use this mic, and always use this this camera, or sound. So my headphones and my Yeti are set to always be used when Phasmo's playing, except that every once in a while the for the system will change and it'll override my Phasmo like it did today. And I forgot about that, and I played all day today without having my spirit box, which I still only died 3 times. So and I've got most of the ghosts right, because the thing is, my custom game is usually only one piece of evidence. So it doesn't usually matter for me. All right, we need, what can this ghost be? Well, we know it's not fingerprints. I don't know what else this thing can be, but we'll take this in. Yeah, this is, I'm very confused. I never played the game with 3 pieces of evidence. So I don't know what it can. I don't know if any of this stuff is already marked off. I was mostly looking to see if I had ghost orb. I don't see any. Still got freezing temps in here. Let's check in here real quick. I don't see any orbs, so... Alright, so, next piece of evidence. Buggy doors. Windows key. Oh, okay. Crucifix. Crucifix and testing for an Onryo. So let's bring in the crucifix. I have found that if I've got the crucifix objective, that I find it easier for me to get this objective if I stand in the middle of the crucifix. So I'll put one there, and that's about 1.5. Then I'll put another one about 1.5 from there. Then I will stand in the middle. And if I think the ghost is possibly an Onryo, I will put the candles next to it. Let's go in and get the other candle. And I'm finding that if I do this, the Onryo or just a regular ghost, that's how I can get it to eat the crucifix or blow out the candle. Is it wants to be near me, so by me standing in the middle of them, it makes it have to deal with it. Now, granted, it could go over there. I mean, there's ways around. Unfortunately, because we only have 2 crucifixes, it's not foolproof, but it does work for me a lot. Of me going that way. So, and then with the Onryo test, I'll go with that here in a minute. Okay, motion sensor. Let's take in one of these. Can't take in one of those yet. All right, motion sensors. This also goes with candles. A lot of times, I'll just, if I know the ghost is like here, I'll put it in the middle of its path. So I'll put it there, because we know this ghost keeps going back and forth. What I'll do also is I will take the candle. Like, let's say if I know the ghost is in here, and it's got to come this way, and I'm having a hard time getting the candle. Here I get blown out. Is I will put the candle in the doorway. Because the ghost has to come by it. And a lot of times, it will... Well, maybe not a lot of times, but it will, on occasion, blow out the candle while it's walking by. So, I will do that a lot. And I'll do the same thing if I'm having a hard time with the motion sensor. I'll do the same thing. I'll put it in the doorway. Not point it out. One of the things they did with the... They did this recently. Where's my motion sensor here? So, because it used to be either... It used to be you couldn't put these here, or they changed it up. Because, like, you still... Like, if I put F down, it doesn't show that it's here, but it's there. You can pick it back up, you put it back. But I put it in the doorway. If I'm having trouble getting it to set it off, is okay, fine. You've got to come through that way to come get me. So I'm going to put it in the doorway. You're going to have to trigger it. I'm not going to have to worry about it. What else we got here? Dots. So this is what okay, we only got one dot, so I'll use the book. Oh no, the other dot's in there. Never mind. So, then we got dots. I have found in the past that for me to get getting this isn't bad. But I've noticed that if you make a line, the ghost loves running down the line. And honestly, I always put my books next to my dots. Yeah, I find that if I'm having a hard time with the dots, I'll put another one like in line with it, and then I end up getting it. The ghost will then run through both dots, and we'll get an easy dot look, and we'll see it, and it'll all be good. So yeah, so I recommend that especially if you're having problems getting the dots, put them in a line. Try to get the ghost to run through both. It does seem like the game likes doing that. Salt. So salt, what I tend to do is usually I bring 2 to 3. I've been bringing 3 lately because I've been getting a lot of ghosts that try to ignore my salt. So I either go, like, if I think it's, here, or here, I'll put, 1 boom there, 1 there, and then 1 here, kind of in the juncture, and try to get the ghost. And then if you hear something like that, put a salt down. Boom. I've been finding that happens a lot. That if you get an interaction, if you get an interaction from the ghost, put the salt down right where it happened. The ghost is still there. It might actually step on it. That's happened to me a lot lately, and it's been a lot easier for me to get the salt. It'll open up a door. I'll throw down salt right there. Boom! It steps in it. Earlier today on my stream, it threw something. Oh no! It knocked away my book. My book was on the ground. It kicked the book. I threw a salt down right where it was at, right where the book was. Boom, it automatically stepped in it. So, yeah, so there's a way for salt to help you try to get your salt, because there's a lot of times where I'll put salt everywhere and the ghost just keeps moving. So then I'll just keep 1 salt with me, wait for an event, or wait for it to touch a door, touch a light, whatever. Boom, I throw a salt right down where it's at, and I've been getting my my footprints that way. Parabolic. Here's how I like to do parabolic. There's usually parabolic I'm getting at the end, because I don't normally bring parabolic into houses. So what I normally do is I will bring a parabolic. I'll go to what I feel is a safe spot. Doesn't mean it is, but it's where I feel one is. So what I'll end up doing is I'll have the parabolic in my hand. I'll point it towards a room, point it towards wherever I think the ghost is active. And then when the ghost hunts, or before the ghost, if we get the sound before, if we need a parabolic and we get footsteps, or we get the moaning, or whatever constitutes as parabolic, which in this case is nothing. What I'll do is, like right there, that was a footstep, so that would count. Well, let's say it hunts. So let's say we're trying to get the parabolic, and all of a sudden it starts hunting. It's like, shit. Throw it down, grab the smudge. So have the smudge right next to you. But have the smudge off to the side. Because what you don't want to happen is be here, and to cover up the smudge. I've had that happen before. Then I had to pick up luckily the ghost was far enough away from me that I could just pick up the, where I could just pick up the smudge. And shit. Oh yeah, by the way, you might still have problems hitting F instead of the right mouse button. I tend to... Shit, I don't believe I just did this. But it's actually good. I have a habit of... I've hit the right mouse button all day today. I played 22 games. I didn't hit F for a hunt once. If I'm distracted, or if I'm rushed, my muscle memory still hits F. Alright, so let's go back into Tanglewood, so I can finish this up and show you guys what I've got. But that's how I do the parabolic. I do the same thing if I need to get camera. So let's just go right into the, because we only got a couple more things. I'll show you what I do with this. Oh crap. Okay, so let's drop that real quick. Let's grab this. So this is how, if let's say I've got to get a ghost photo, I tend to not waste pics in the book, unless if we definitely know that is going to be, that the ghost just pops up and lets us take a picture of it. Until it does, if it does not do that, I try to make sure that I always get pics for everything else. And then I'll worry about, this is why I bring 3 cameras. I get a full book of regular pics, because I don't want to waste a bunch of pics trying to get the ghost. But this is what I normally do with trying to get the pictures of the ghost. And this is anywhere. Is, if I think the ghost is going to be far away, I'll have the camera in my hand. And then when it's showing up, it's just taking pics. Now what I try to do is let it blink at least 1 or 2 times. Unless of course it's fast, and if it's fast there's nothing you can do about it. But, so blink, I start counting in my head, or I kind of do a beat in my head. So blink, blink, blink. And that's when I try to time my my photo. So I see it, blink, blink. And then I take the pic. And then once it gets, to a certain point, then it's boom, boom, grab, pick, and a smudge. And then when I'm running away, I'll spin around, take a couple of pics while I'm running out. When I'm running out, or running to my hiding spot. I've gotten so close on the 24 times a couple times. I've gotten everything, but it's been a normal speed ghost, so I've guessed the ghost wrong, which is really getting frustrating. But that's usually how I'll take the cameras, is I'll mentally get the beat of their blinks, and then try to take the pics when I think they're about to show up. Because I suck at seeing them and then taking the pic. I suck at it. What else we got? Try to always hide after 2 breaks. Oh, okay. So the other is how to hide. Oh wow, look at that. EMF. I'm so used to not having this. So, you gotta hide. This isn't going to always be this. You're not always going to be able to get this. It sucks, but it's just the way it is. But know where your ghost is. Know where your ghost is probably going to come from. Know where your hiding spot is, and try to make sure that you get two line breaks as far as visual that the ghost has on you. So let's say we know it's coming here. This is easy. 1, 2. Now we're clear. We can pretty much hide anywhere that's a hiding spot, and we'll be fine. Let's say it's here, and I decide to go over there, which is one of my actual favorite hiding spots. Okay, so boom, 1. It might get to there before I get to here. Now I'm taking my life in my own hands. And there is a glitch where if the ghost is on the stairs here, that it might actually see you go to here. I've actually had the ghost come directly to me from that spot. It sucks, but it does happen. I think that's about it, everybody. Those are pretty much my little tips and tricks to help you guys survive in Phas. It's not, a lot of it honestly is repetition. Like, you just saw me die because for 2 years I've been pressing F. And as long as I'm not rushed or distracted, like talking to chat, I hit the right mouse button. If I'm distracted or talking to chat or whatever, I have a tendency, my brain just goes, okay, we're doing something else, so I'll take over. And my brain still goes F. But with that, hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Once again, if you guys like the video, give the video a like. If you guys don't like the video, give the video a dislike and let me know why. Other than that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye. Peace.